Today, we're diving deep into a powerful concept originally borrowed from one of the most risk-averse industries on the planet, nuclear energy. It's called Probabilistic Risk Analysis, or PRA, and it's not just a technique, it's a transformational way of thinking about pipeline integrity. PRA goes beyond regulatory checklists. It's a shift in perspective, from asking, will this fail, to asking, how likely is this to fail? Under what conditions? And what could that failure look like? PRA uses logic-based models, specifically fault trees, to visualize the entire chain of potential failure mechanisms. These diagrams begin with a top event, like a pipeline rupture, and work backward to trace every possible combination of contributing factors. This method, pioneered in the 1970s to model nuclear accidents, has now found its place in the pipeline sector, where complexity and consequence are growing. That brings us to TRIAGE by AbaData, a PRA-enhanced platform designed specifically for upstream oil and gas pipelines. What sets TRIAGE apart? It doesn't just monitor pipeline parameters, it pulls in the upstream context: well restarts, production rates, water cut behavior, terrain type, even seasonal stress conditions. These aren't just inputs, they're catalysts for corrosion and failure. TRIAGE creates a continuously evolving fault tree for each pipeline segment. It monitors restart frequency, water chemistry, flow velocity, and internal debris trends. This data feeds into an adaptive risk engine that refines predictions as new data becomes available. The result? A dynamic risk profile that helps operators see the threat before it manifests. Here's where AI supercharges the process. TRIAGE leverages machine learning to analyze historical patterns, environmental triggers, and failure clusters across thousands of data points. AI sifts through complex interactions, flagging emerging risks that conventional analysis might overlook. It can identify when well restart event and elevated water cut create corrosion hotspots, triggering timely alerts that drive proactive pigging, chemical optimization, or operational adjustments before failures occur. AI doesn't just crunch numbers, it enhances decision-making. Operators get dashboards that visualize shifting risk zones. Integrity teams get data-backed recommendations. Engineers can run simulations to see how mitigation strategies might impact future risk. This transparency and foresight elevate field collaboration, regulatory confidence, and corporate accountability. But implementing PRA isn't plug and play. It requires good data, expert interpretation, and cultural buy-in. The models are only as good as the assumptions and inputs. That's why systems like TRIAGE include validation layers, flagging when default assumptions are applied, and inviting field teams to verify or override them. The payoff? Smarter prioritization of maintenance, reduced inspection of low-risk segments, better justification for investments in high-risk areas, and most importantly, a tangible reduction in pipeline failures. PRA and AI aren't just add-ons, they're foundational tools for modern pipeline safety. In an era of evolving fluids, aging infrastructure, and shrinking margins for error, the organizations that invest in foresight, logic, and learning will lead the way. Thanks for listening.